You must be quite pissed off that, you couldn't make that decision for yourself.
Yes, exactly. We tried.
The She-Hulk versus Ryan Reynolds saga that sprung up after the release of Deadpool and Wolverine has just gotten juicier. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds made a boss move to uphold his own values, and Tatiana Maslany got in the crosshairs of that move. Maslany, the She-Hulk actress, was totally removed from the movie, like she was never there, and she has in no way hidden how she felt about it, pointing accusing fingers at Ryan Reynolds for her own self-inflicted downfall. Maslany talked about how sexist the industry is and paraded herself as a victim of this circumstance, which was not true, as she was actually removed because her performance was suboptimal. Just like her horrible acting in the She-Hulk movie that was met with heavy criticism. Now she shifted the blame to the fans and said the fan base was male-dominated and they never wanted to see a female-led movie succeed. This same woeful acting led to her scene in Deadpool and Wolverine being deemed unnecessary and irrelevant, and she once again shifted the blame to Ryan. Maslany was meant to make cameo appearances as She-Hulk in 2 scenes for the movie, and she had spent 2 weeks training for the role. After filming for the role, her performance got criticized and labeled subpar, and after some deliberation, her appearance in the movie was totally cut out due to the subpar acting and what Ryan Reynolds said about her role to the Disney executives. Purely based on her acting and the way the movie she was the lead character in, She-Hulk, fell like a pack of cards in the box office. One would wonder why the new character was being sneaked into old MCU characters' storyline anyway, but we all know why. Disney has made many attempts to inject studio-driven political agendas to new movies, and adding She-Hulk to the Deadpool and Wolverine movie was the latest. From an MCU fan point of view, the She-Hulk had no reason to be in the movie, but Disney tried to feature her in it in some vain attempt to appease the woke industry. Ryan Reynolds disagreed with this, insisting that the focus should be kept on Fox legacy characters and not the newer MCU additions. This event led to a brief spat between Ryan Reynolds and Disney's CEO Bob Iger.
You must be quite pissed off that, you couldn't make that decision for yourself.
Yes, exactly. We tried, but the fans got it made. So there's a great story, too, that this is totally fan-driven in every way.
I guess people who don't know, they'll be thinking, why wouldn't the studio want to make this movie? It's a superhero movie. Everyone loves them. And it is a superhero movie, and it's got all those things.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' main talking point was that delivering what the fans truly want should be prioritized over these political agendas, and it seems like he won in the end, and those scenes did not make the final cut.
What was the meeting like when you're discussing with Disney the jokes about Disney?
Oh boy. Shockingly, it would be the fun story would be that Disney was just appalled at everything, and Marvel was never going to let us do anything. But that's on one hand. On the other hand, money.
The spat, like I already mentioned, was brief when the bosses saw the success of the movie. The Deadpool and Wolverine movie has been Marvel's biggest success this year, smashing box office records and becoming 2024's second highest grossing movie. And they realized that Ryan Reynolds was indeed right. The success would have been a win for all sides, but Tatiana Maslany was left butthurt, saying Ryan Reynolds embarrassed her in front of the Disney executives, and went further to continue her PR campaign that female-led movies are treated differently. Oh please, this is absolutely not true, as there have been successful women-led movies and failed men-led movies. What truly matters is the writing and how well the actors performed. This series of controversy stirred up by Maslany has tainted her decent career, and whatever projects she features in the coming future will be viewed under serious scrutiny, especially by the fans, who she also said were sexist and male-dominated. Tatiana Maslany tries to put herself on the level of Ryan Reynolds, who she once jokingly admitted that she was in a competition with to see who will end up breaking the MCU fourth wall first, as it was a close race. Maybe she thought it would be the same for the actual movie's success, but she got disappointed, as the difference between the success of the She-Hulk and the Deadpool and Wolverine movies was as large as the whole Thanos' army. She failed to realize that Ryan Reynolds didn't just start from anywhere and then blamed others for his own shortcomings. He built the Deadpool story up brick by brick, picking up quite a number of loyal fans along the way, and it's just a serious shame that Maslany tries to reduce that into some men supporting men fan cult. If we are being real here, this whole controversy is just Maslany being bitter. She had probably thought that her appearance in this movie would be her saving grace after the disgrace that She-Hulk was, and was disappointed when she was cut out of it, so she flared up. And as it appears, Ryan Reynolds does not care about whatever tantrums she is throwing, as he was proved right in the end, and the box office numbers back him up. It was Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige that had to step in to calm the problem before it became more serious than it already is. And it's not looking good for Maslany, as the bosses back Ryan over her. Disney is trying to cut her She-Hulk roles and she might be fired. This is what happens when you go against the man who just made the franchise a lot of money. A stupid move, really. Ryan Reynolds is among the few actors in Hollywood who are still upright. He does not care about pushing agendas or submitting to the woke ideology. He just wants to put out good movies that the fans love, and that's what truly matters. And until Marvel and Disney executives learn to prioritize this, there will be no reviving the franchise. Whatever Kevin Feige and Bob Iger decide on, one thing is already certain. Her MCU reputation is in the gutters, and I don't think there's any coming back from that. What do you think about this whole mess, and what does it mean for the MCU in these coming months? Is there any point in what Tatiana Maslany had to say, or was it all nonsense? Let me know what you think, and do not forget to check out our other videos for more.